Hello everyone, Eric Lima here. You're watching my YouTube show in which my sentimental thoughts come from my heart. Also where my mental oddball shenanigans come from my brain. It's EML77 TV, episode 573. Hope you guys enjoyed the long run of gameplays and game show bonus games I played. It's hilarious, and I want to address this because I think it's really funny. Is that last episode of Get These Thumbs 84, which I did Super Gem Fighter mini mix for the PlayStation 2 from the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology, also known as Pocket Fighter, and gets no views yet it gets a dislike. It's like, if you're gonna watch my videos, then fine. I don't care about the dislikes. I think it's hilarious though that you decide to give it a dislike. It's like, don't judge a book by its cover unless you decide to watch whole videos. Don't bother watching it if this like from somebody that I blocked. I'm sorry, but if you disrespected me, I don't appreciate that. You trolled me, whatever. I don't appreciate that one bit. And if you still hold a grudge against it, then something's wrong with you. You need to let go of the past. You need to go on with your life, and and we have bigger things to worry about than you having this petty grudge against me and whoever this individual is. And because I am not here for petty grudges, man. Listen, there's a lot of people who hold grudges against me or upset with me about something, and I'm trying to mend fences with them, and to no avail. But unfortunately, I'm not here to, listen, I don't hate you. Whoever's been disliking my videos, I don't hate you. Is that whatever it is you got against me, you have to let it go, man. You have to let it go. With all due respect, you have to let it go. So please, I really do appreciate that. And move on with your life, get a hobby, and worry about someone else for a change. And go after somebody who's really doing evil things instead of coming after my videos for no reason whatsoever. I don't like it when people come after me or hate on me for a reason. Because I want a legit explanation. Unlike this individual, Stephanie Freeman, she was a high school student going to she was about to go to college, and her boyfriend, who was let's see, her name was Jeffrey Hume, and there was a racist TikTok. Now, I go on TikTok, and I did not see this. I am on TikTok under as you know, you guys see all my crazy videos. I'm just lip syncing 80s. I'm actually singing but not singing. Just basically they whatever. It's a lot of fun. I love 80s and 90s music. Anyways, a couple by the name of Stephanie Freeman and Jeffrey Hume. Jeffrey Hume was an indie wrestler. Was fired from his promotion because of his real name is Jay Hunter. It goes by the name of Jay Hunter Promotions, and a lot of people, a lot of people just consider them racist and all that. I think it's really sad when people make racist remarks, and this couple made racist remarks, and they, it's sad that people have to be like this, and now they're then they're saying that and they're upset because their lives have been ruined. Stephanie has Miss Freeman, I should say. Miss Freeman has begged people not to show this video to the college she was going to, and all that. And the college that she was going to found out, decided not to decide to expel her before even her first day in college. So, and that's really a really sad state of affairs. But then her boyfriend, who was a professional wrestler, got fired from that promotion because of these racist remarks on TikTok. They took the video down and decided to delete all their social media feeds because they were being attacked. And even their families were threatened with death threats. Now, it's one thing that if one person does wrong, all right, and everybody gets on that person's case, all right, a lot of people, they get attacked a lot, and it's bad enough that people bullied them for what they did, and it's fine, but it's tough to take that approach of being rational. It is tough to, because the first reaction we get from most of these racist videos being made is anger, and obviously rightfully so, But you got to use your heads, guys. You got to use your heads about how you go about it, because you attack these people, and they realize their mistake, and they've asked for forgiveness. And listen, people make mistakes. We all listen. I make mistakes too. When I was a kid, one time I made a racist remark when I was a kid, when I was little, and I got in trouble for it. I got in trouble for it. I got punished by my father. When I was a kid, I used to be going to the after-school programs at one point, and I think I started a fight with somebody or an argument with somebody, and I called that person a racist name. I'm not going to repeat what I said. And I think I was not in a good mood or in a bad mood that day, and I was upset because I was getting antagonized or whatnot, whatever. And even one of the counselors talked to my father about this, and my father was really upset with me, and it's something that So, and this I was way young back in the day. I mean, this is like in the 80s, and it's really sad that, that people, that people have to, still be like this in the year 2020. When we have a humongous pandemic going on, and the last thing, people should be doing is make videos and make racist remarks and all that. So this couple got in trouble by Stephanie Freeman got in trouble with the college she was going to. They decided not to get her in. And the wrestling organization that Jeffrey Hume was part of was they basically kicked out, basically fired. And here's the crazy part. They both complained on social media that it's like the people that got on their case ruined their lives and all that. It's one thing. Listen, you got to think about what that's why social media is very, very dangerous nowadays. You got to think about what you say on here. Okay, you have to think about what you're saying on here, because you cannot say stuff like that and racist stuff like that and then get away with it. All right, and you can't say stuff like that and post it on a TikTok or an Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. We have it's one thing, it's one thing, to say, oh, you got what you deserved on that. I would take a different approach, saying, listen, this is not what you're supposed to do. This is what happened. You need to be very careful of what you say on here. If I was on let's say I was live chatting. I was on a live chat and I saw some, and that person was saying some racist stuff. I would advise them, don't say, I wouldn't say that on you. That's a big mistake. You say it, you're going to get in trouble for it. You got to be careful what you say on here. You have to. You have to be careful what you say. And then they're complaining that this is my life. You ruined it and everything else. My life's ruined because of you guys. To Stephanie and Jeffrey, blame yourselves for doing that. Blame yourselves, because you're not supposed to say stuff like that. I don't know why you would say stuff like that and everything else. And it doesn't matter if your boyfriend, being with your boyfriend caused you to say that and all that good stuff, Stephanie, and all that. It's wrong. Wrongs don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong for you guys to say racist stuff like that. And then I can understand why you guys are upset that your parents getting death threats and all. To the folks out there, go after the people that started it, not their families, please. Their families have nothing to do with it. I mean, that's one thing that I don't get, is that their families get involved in this, because everybody's I would say, hey, can you please talk to your daughter or talk to your son about this? They say some racist stuff, and I think you should sit down with them and ask them what they're thinking. I understand they're adults; they can say whatever they want. But like I said, nowadays in the age of social media, you have to be very, very careful what you say around here. And personally, I don't. I just like listen. When I said some of that stuff back in the day when I was a kid, I didn't know any. I was a little kid back then, But I let my emotions get the best of me at that point, and I knew it was wrong, and that's why I refrain from Listen, I have people are people, it doesn't matter what color of skin you have, But when I was in the wrongdoing, I got in trouble for it. I got in trouble with my father for it. My father disciplined me for it. And it's one thing that it. And the funny part about it is that people end up bashing you for it and everything else, and that's listen, I was they say they understood why they were angry. People were angry at them. That's fine, but listen, be angry at the people, not at their families. Their families have nothing to do with this. It's them. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I said something racist on here. Okay, let's just say I say something racist on here, which I'm not the type of person to do so. But even though I said it back then, okay, let's just say this. Let's say that social media happened back in the day when I was a kid growing up. All right, let's just say somebody had a camera back in the day, even though these kind of phones didn't exist back in the day. Let's just say, for hypothetical, let's say for logical sake, I said something back then to that, I think it was one of the girls, Nicole, and her and I, she's good friends. Her and I are good friends now, but this was like back in the day, and I called her a racist name, and she was black, right? I called her a racist name. If I was videoed doing that, I'd be in trouble. I'd be in trouble. I'd be constantly bashed on here on YouTube. I'd be constantly trolled. Instagram, Facebook, it would have been all over the place. I would have been in serious trouble. All right? I would have been in serious trouble. All right? But I was like, 8 or 9 years old, possibly 10 back then when I did this. Even though I would be the kid, my father would be in trouble. Because people would be going after my father. If social media existed in the 80s, me and my father would probably, would never hear the end of it. I'll be totally honest with you at that point. That's why nowadays we have to be very careful what we say on here. We have to be very careful of our remarks, I think I did apologize to that person. Well, like I said, we're good friends now. In fact, last time I ran to her was at McDonald's a couple of years ago. After she remembered me and gave a high five. It was really cool. It was a really cool moment. She knew who I was, and she was very happy to see me. Totally awesome person she is. But you have to realize. Like I said, you have to realize that I know racism still runs rampant here. I mean, look what's going on. Look what's going on right now. I mean, with the pandemic. I mean, Asian American people are getting attacked because some of these crazy people claim that they brought the virus here. And it's sad that people still think that way. Listen, I know how if the quarantine, the stay-at-home edict has really gotten to us. Look, it's getting to a lot of people because you see a lot of people now protesting. Even people over here at Cape Cod. I mean, I would love to see everything reopen again. I would love to go back to work. I would love to make money again. I would love to shop. I would love to do all that. But if we don't do what we're supposed to do, that's going to mean nothing to us. Listen, I can understand too that I can basically blame the country of China as well. I could have easily done that, but I don't blame the Chinese people. I blame the government over there. That's what I would do, in a situation like this, because I don't think the Chinese people are actually responsible, but the Chinese government is. I don't know if the WHO health organization withheld information from us. Everybody's blaming Donald Trump. Everybody's blaming this person, that person, everything else. And that's the problem, you know. We're all sniping at each other. We're all getting upset. We're politicizing this whole situation. Politicking this whole situation. We're making a political situation about this. You know, and that's why we need to come together, keep quiet about this. Listen, I don't like this as much as anybody else does. But I'm not going to go out and protest and, stomp my feet and act like a little kid going, wah, wah, Listen, I would love for everything to be reopened. I know, I don't know if staying inside has cooped up everybody and drove everybody crazy to that point. I mean, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, bottom line is we have to be careful what we say here on social media. Listen, I make mistakes sometimes, too. I say some things I'm not supposed to say either. But I know better now, So, like I say to Stephanie and Jeffrey, Stephanie Freeman and Jeffrey Hume, listen, you guys said something you're not supposed to say, and you guys got in trouble for it. I can understand, listen, you brought this upon yourselves, unfortunately. You complained about everybody else ruined your career. You guys ruined your careers. Your lives, you ruined your own lives by saying those racist things, not the people. I mean, listen. I don't know what to say. You're not supposed to say those racist things. I'm sorry. The N-word is basically forbidden. I don't even feel comfortable saying the word itself. That's why I say N-word. That's it, And it's really, really sad, I consider that a swear word. I consider that a cuss word. And the R word, too. Now, I'm not going to repeat that word. Referring to people with Down syndrome and all that. Or, I'm sorry. I don't care if Howard Stern makes it cool or not. But, because I know a whackpacker by the name of Gary, who was part of Gary the R word. Seriously. Listen, I'm friends with a lot of people of many different races and colors and creeds and whatnot. And I look at them as people. I don't look at them as anything different. I don't care what their preference is. I don't care what their race is. I don't care what their religion is. I don't care if they believe in God or not. The Bible says God, that in the word that says love one another, and that's what we're supposed to do. But also when Samuel decided to look for another king, God says he doesn't look at the outward person, but what's inside his heart. And that's what I tend to do. I tend to look at the inside of a person about who he is, not what he looks like on the outside. I don't label people, and that's one thing I've learned when I got in trouble back then when I was a kid. I've learned that God respects others no matter what. And I know racism is still running rampant today. I don't bash anybody or try, I know I'm upset with China because they're the ones that started this virus and everything else. And I could easily, that's why I blame the Chinese government and not the people themselves, because the people are not responsible. In fact, I kind of feel bad for the Chinese people who have to put up with the government the way they've been, their government. My heart goes out to them, And there's some good people that I've known in my life, In fact, my family and I made friends with a Chinese family a few years ago. And I forget when we reunited, but it was a great feeling. I think, my mother and father, treating them like family. They were like part of our family. And they were good people. And they were awesome people. And I'm sure they're still good people today. They're working very hard. And my heart goes out to these good people. So I can't, listen. We have to be careful what we say around, and we have to say what we say on here. We could easily be upset. We could be easily upset, and the words come flying out of our mouths like nothing. In Proverbs 15:1, I did quote this in Kevin Henry's podcast. We had a podcast back in the day, and Kevin, we did a podcast, and Kevin was addressing a situation Kevin Henry, WKPH in Cincinnati. Check out his channel because he's from Ohio. He's a really cool dude. That's why WKPH Cincinnati. That's a little takeoff of WKRP in Cincinnati. But might I digress? So I quote this scripture. I said, the Proverbs 15:1, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. And I remember that scripture as clear as day, because now, since I've known how to deal with trolls, bullies, haters, and whatnot, I just try to be rational with them. Try to rationalize it. Hey, when my friend Poppy Pierce said nobody can judge me but God himself, and then all of a sudden one guy, the taught anthem, well, I looked him up on Facebook. He wasn't friends with Poppy. He wasn't friends with anybody. So you think about it, and here's the thing. And I said, hey man, listen, there's no reason to do that. There's no reason. I could have went off on a guy, called him names and all sorts, and said, listen, you don't know. Nobody's perfect, not even me, not even Poppy. Poppy knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. She makes mistakes. Everybody does. We all make mistakes. Everybody does. We just we just learn how to forgive, and you got to respect that. And that's why I said you just got to respect that. And listen, I've been trolled on here many, many times, and I've been flying off the handle calling them names and all that. But nowadays, it's like, not necessary, man. And I just respond with just a block. I just respond. Like most of my videos, I'm getting thumbs down. And I didn't worry about much because I knew who was doing it, too. It had to be a troll that I blocked on here, and you can still watch my videos, but you can still thumb them down, which is kind of pathetic in its own right. But, you want to hold a grudge against me, you hold a grudge against me, And the funny part is when I became friends with the Queens New Yorker, and when I became friends with him, and I gave him a shout out, not too long ago, that's when the trouble started, 4 years ago. Beginning of 2016, it never ended until 2018. But now, I found out that last year, was it now, we're in April, November, December, January, February, March, April. 5 months ago, 5 months ago, somebody was still making videos of me, with all sorts of weird stuff and editing, and like we're in a Twilight Zone or something like that, and had the Chet blob and everything else. And at the end of the video, you see me laughing at some dude named Zordon Helium because I thought the name was pretty funny at that point, and it was from another video. So it's like, I reported this baller guy, and also reported Corporal Stinky Pete, who seems to not let go of the fact that I'm, but I blocked both of them because I'm not going to put up with their garbage, So we have to, like I said, all in all, we have to be careful what we read, what we say, what we do, what rumors we spread. We have to be very careful. We must really get our facts and information correct before we post anything. Listen, it isn't easy, to stay calm in this situation right now. It is not easy to do so because we saw people popping off, protesting. Some people in Ohio have been protesting. Wisconsin, I think Wisconsin's been protesting. Michigan, we have people in Cape Cod, Massachusetts have been protesting. I don't know anywhere else. Yes, it upsets us because it may make things worse for us or what. I don't, there's a lot of people saying, okay, the death numbers are going down or something like that, and the numbers of the cases are going down and all that. I personally don't know who to believe anymore. It's like forget the news, man. I'm just gonna do my thing and obey the governor's edict of the stay-at-home thing until, and then once it's over, I'll probably go back to work. I don't know. Surprisingly, I'm making more money not even working than I have actually at work. And who knows? I could do this thing for fun, Anyways, now I got to rethink my future. I do have to rethink my future with the mall, and that's something I need to look into. we need to pray about and ask God for wisdom because, when the mall comes back, I don't think financially it's going to recover. And rumor has it that if this pandemic keeps going, this shutdown keeps going, we may end up losing Macy's and JCPenney. And that's the two big anchors left in our mall. Because prior to this pandemic, our mall just opened up Burlington's. So if we lose JCPenney and Macy's, and we lose AMC Theater, our mall's in trouble. We lost 3 malls in 4 years here in the South Coast this year. Last thing we want to do is lose this mall. But like I say, malls have gone by the way of the dinosaurs. So, I wouldn't be surprised if our mall gets taken down or gets transferred back into a golf course. Imagine the irony in that, right? And, looking for another job is not going to be very easy for me because, or could it? Because, like I said, I've been working at that mall for 25 years. I've been working at my job. In fact, this coming May, it'll be 10 years as an mall employee. Right now, because of this whole thing, that is not to be, But still, it will be, in about a couple of months, it will be, it will be, 25 years working at the mall. Like I said, 15 of them over at Ruby Tuesdays, 10 of them over as an official employee of the mall. I still got my uniforms. I haven't not worn it for, 4 weeks? This is the 5th week. We're in this quarantine, isolation, social distancing thing. It is not going to be very easy. And I'm running low on food. I may have to go shopping for groceries soon. I'm going to be very, very careful. I do have a mask, and I want to give a shout out to my great aunt Darlene for giving us masks. And so it could be very, very key to the whole thing. And I'm just taking proper precautions. I don't have any symptoms of the thing, and I don't, I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling good. I've been spending most of my time home, obviously. I think the only time I went out was twice, basically, just to go get food and then go home. And, so there's a lot of things to go on and a lot to think about. And I may have to consider looking for another job if our mall goes by the wayside. Goes by the way of the Harbor Mall, the Swansea Mall, the Galleria Mall, because the Galleria Mall has officially closed its doors February 29th, a couple of months ago, and for it to be, for this mall left, and who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be. We'll probably, we're living in trying times, and it's, this whole thing could change our perspective in life and everything else. And, like I said, we got to learn how to treat each other with a little bit more respect, and that's what we need to do, basically. And no matter what, we got to stop the racism, we got to stop the bullying, stop the hating, and just start respecting people. And, listen, I know, we can get easily upset with people if they don't agree with the decisions and all that. Where I stand with the whole situation of reopen up America or, keep staying at home and all that, I'm on the fence about this. A lot of people, they're saying the Democrats, to me, it's not just the fault of our government that this is all going on. It's our fault, guys. We got to clean up the environment, and that's probably one of the reasons why, this pandemic's happening, because of the environment. I think the environment, if it's a bad environment, it will create those viruses. Like, look at China. Look at the country of China. Their air right now. Their the air there, the atmosphere there. So the atmosphere and the air there, they say it's polluted, and that's what will be causing the virus. And that could be the reason why here, too. And plus, we got, not only that, we got the pollen season, weather changing going on. And not only that, the dang mosquitoes are out and loose. and the triple E virus is on top of that. So it's like something that we all need to deal with. So we know, and I know time was, last time something like was standing still, but we didn't do much. It was 9/11. And I mean, I'll never forget 9/11, man. 9/11/01, and I'll tell you, it's... Oh, geez, excuse me. Man, I'm tired. So I don't know what to tell you, folks, but we have to be very, very careful what we say and what we do and how we handle things and how we, take each of the news situation. I try to stay away from the news. I try to stay away from politics and just, nowadays it just consumes you. I'm trying not to let it consume me. But I think we said, we need money to survive and all that. So it is difficult for us to weigh the fact that, hey, whether or not we should open up again. I know we don't open up to May 4th. Some people say it's too soon and all that. And people keep protesting. Sweden did a weird thing. They didn't close anything during this whole time. Nothing. It's like they weren't going back to a regular day. Like the best way to combat the pandemic or the virus was this way, and then all of a sudden, but people kept their distance. They said take precautions just in case, though. That's what he said. Listen. I'm not sick. I'm fine. I'm doing good. I got a little bit of a cold. That's it. I'm not dying. But I got a mask just in case. I got to be smart now. You got to be smart and considerate. Because you never know what some of these rules some of these stores will have during this time. I haven't been to Walmart yet during this pandemic. I have not been since the last day before, So I'm just kind of curious to see what develops. So I don't know. We got to be careful what we say. We got to be considerate. Got to stay calm. Use your heads and all that. All right, 6 minutes to Monday Night Raw. I got to watch some Raw. So that's all the time we have here on the show. I want to, God's blessings to every single one of you out there, especially all the truckers, all the EMTs, the paramedics, the people working in the hospitals, the grocery store workers, the food deliverers, the delivery drivers, the restaurant people, everybody who's been an essential worker, everybody. If I have not mentioned any jobs that I covered, please let me know so I can write them down. So I can write down the jobs and just, I got friends that are doing some of this stuff. Prayers out to you guys for your protection in Jesus' name. And I want to thank everybody for watching episode 573 of EML77 TV. Remember, the bottom line is this is the name of the episode. Be careful of what you say. Be careful what you say because. Be careful on social media. We have to be very careful what we say on social media. When it comes to this pandemic or racism or anything like that, we've got to be careful what we say. All right? I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful night. Good night, and I'll see you on episode 574. Hopefully, I'll bring you back some more entertainment. Get these thumbs and all that like I have, or more game show fun. All right? I'll see you guys later. Peace.